Limiting belief number 7. I don't have the skills or talent. This is Bloom's taxonomy in education. It's a way of people learning. And one of the things that you have to do is that if you don't have the skills or the talent, focus on things like trying to remember things, trying to understand things, try to apply things using diagrams or charts, whatever, calculate things. Try to be creative about things. Try to evaluate, use critical thinking, figure things out and try to analyze things. These are ways that you can actually develop some of your skills and your talents. Remember, more than 9 out of every 10 entry-level occupations require on-the-job training. So when you're applying for a job, regardless of what jobs that you are applying for and regardless of what educational background you have, think about this. You're going to be retrained in any event because the things that you learn in school are theoretical. And you go out into the real world and they become practical, they become real world events. And so they have to train you from the theory to the practice, from theoretical to practical. And so you will have to get on-job training. So if you are applying for a job and you feel that you don't have the skills, quite the skills that they need, remember what you have is theoretical knowledge if you're just coming out of school. So you're going to get on-job training. So apply for those jobs. Don't worry about the fact that you might not have the skills. They're going to retrain you in any case. 9 out of 10 times they do. And not just entry-level occupations, most occupations do because things change all the time very quickly. Limiting belief number 8. Successful people are just lucky. I've heard that so many times, and you know, it almost sounds true. If you say something over and over again, it becomes the truth. But let's deconstruct this. Is that true? Here's a fact. If there's one thing successful people have in common, it's not luck. Instead, they all share key personality traits. And one of them is persistence, never giving up. Drive is having, you know, an absolute goal that you want to achieve and never give up. Dedication to what you are doing and have a passion for what you are doing as well. So never give up. So if those people who succeeded, anybody, read anybody's biography or an autobiography of anyone that's been successful, and you realize that they failed so many times, but they were persistent, they had drive, they had dedication, they had a burning desire not to quit, and then they succeeded. So if you quit, then maybe that's true that successful people are lucky, but the reality is they're not. They're just focused. And remember this, and this is Les Brown, who was a motivational speaker, said, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. Even if you don't get to where you want to go, the fact that you're starting and you're focused and you're determined and you have passion for doing something, you're going to get way further ahead than if you just stood still. Here's limiting belief number 9. I'm just not good with money, or I'll never make enough money. That is probably most people's sentiments in regards to not being able to ever make enough money. And the fact is that more than 60% of individuals report not having a spending or investment plan. In order to win, you have to know the rules of the game and learn the best strategies for success for those who have already mastered it. Robert Kiyosaki said that he's very rich and he has a lot of properties. And he said that he learned all about money by playing the game of Monopoly. You know, buying little houses, then selling them, and then buying a bigger house, then buying a building, and those kind of things. And so Monopoly taught him how to actually become rich because it was a game of being able to buy and sell things. And so it really helped him. You know, you have to understand that success leaves clues. So people who are successful leave those clues. There's another book that I often recommend people to read. It was written a long time ago, but it's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Really good book, very interesting. And it really helps you to learn the rules of success. By learning the principles and strategies that others have used to succeed in life, then you can do exactly the same thing. There's another motivational speaker named Tony Robbins, a very successful individual as well. And he said, long ago, I realized that success leaves clues. and that people who produce outstanding results do specific things to create those results. He goes on to say, I believe that if I precisely duplicated the actions of others, I could reproduce the same quality of results that they had. Again, if you believe that success leaves clues, then find someone who's successful in your field and follow them, job shadow them, ask them to volunteer, if you can volunteer with them and learn from them, because they'll tell you things that you can learn very quickly and you don't have to make the same mistakes yourself. Limiting belief number 10, I don't know what I want. Again, welcome to uncertainty. What do you want? In fact, if they did a poll or a study of all the people who took that study, they would probably find the majority of people do not know what they really want. Because my theory is that if you really, really do know what you want and it's a passion of yours, you will succeed eventually, no matter how long it takes. And the reason why people fail is they're not really certain that that's what they want. So they live in a world of uncertainty. So here's kind of 8 ways to clarify what you really want. Really think about these things. Number 1 is know thyself. It's a Socratic method. And Socrates was someone who devised, they say he was a father of education in Greece. And he used the Socratic method, which was to ask a lot of questions. The answers didn't matter. It was mostly ask a lot of questions so that you can find out the truth by eliminating the, things that are true for you or not. But the Socratic method was what he used. And he devised this notion of know thyself, know yourself, get to know what you want, who you are, where you're going, why is it important for you. Recognize and eliminate the things that don't serve you. Again, we only have 24 hours in our lives in a day. We spend a lot of times wasting it. We really do. Maybe we watch too much TV, or we watch too much news, and news freaks us out because there's so much bad news. Why would you do that? Why don't you spend the time that would serve you rather than distress you? So eliminate the things that don't work for you. Think about it. Break down the day in 24 hours and, hour by hour, and think, is this useful for me to spend this time every single day doing this? Think about that. Stay focused on the things or your goals that you want to achieve. So if you have a goal and it's really a big goal and you're passionate, stay focused on that goal. Remember, FOCUS is the acronym that I constantly use. Is follow one course until successful. That's FOCUS, follow one course until successful. And that's the idea, is to stay focused. Get clear on your values. So you have to know what your values are. You have to know that, that what you hold dear to yourself, and follow through with that, and make self-care a priority for yourself as well. That you take care of yourself, you take breaks, you don't worry too much about a lot of things, because there's a lot of things to worry about. But regardless of what you worry about, things are going to unfold as they should. So it's not worth worrying about it because it's going to happen anyway. Become aware of the energies you project. So think about the energies that you project. Are you upset all the time? Or are you someone that worries too much? Or are you someone that, is happy all the time? Like, focus on those kind of energies that you project, because whatever you project outside will come back to you. Everything in life is a mirror, everything. So, it's kind of like looking in the mirror and you see yourself. So when you do something, if you do something good, then good will come back to you. If you do something bad, then that will come back to you as well in some form or energy, because everything is energy, everything. Plan your financial goals. Like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? How much money do you want to make? Those kind of things people think about pretty much at least once in their lifetimes. And, so plan those goals. How can you get there? What can you do? And why is it important for you to have this much money or to have this, whatever it is that you want? And then you can figure out whether it's worthwhile to pursue those goals and make it happen. Create a space for yourself. So make sure that you're not, cornered into a corner and you've painted yourself into a corner where you can't get out. Like, give yourself a lot of space to breathe, to be free. Go out in an open space and, I don't know, meditate, whatever it is you have to do to create that space for yourself, but do something so that it's something for yourself. And visualize as well the things that you want. Use a vision board. I talk about vision boards sometimes, and that's, a board that you buy, at Michael's or somewhere, and you stick all these different pictures of things you want to see in your life. Because remember, you are what you think. If you think you're going to succeed, you will. If you think you will fail, you will. Whatever you think will become true. So if you look at a vision board and you see the things on there constantly of the things you want to have in your life, the progression you want to make towards the future, then it's going to actualize, because those things become in your subconscious mind and they become conscious eventually.